Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm here and I have a very fun card to share with you today using this fabulous stamp from Art Impressions called Crazy Friends. And I'm going to be doing some Copic colouring, but I want to just share a quick tip with you today on how I actually get my images, like the line art of the image, to pop, because sometimes you do lose that a little bit with your colouring. I'm stamping out the image, which is a cling rubber stamp with my MISTI tool, so I have had to remove the extra piece of foam padding within the MISTI, and I did use my creative corner as well just to pop the cardstock out from the corner of the paper so the stamp would stamp exactly where I wanted it to on my panel. I'm working on a piece of cardstock that's about the same size as my panel, might be a little bit bigger, but I'll cut it down to fit afterwards. I'm colouring with my Copic markers today, so I have stamped the image out with my tuxedo black ink. Now this ink is perfect for use with Copic markers, and it doesn't bleed, it's really easy to clean up, it looks great stamped, it just doesn't give you that crisp dark edge that looks amazing. like you get with the Onyx Black or one of the really intense black inks. One of my favourites is the VersaFine Onyx Black. So the VersaFine have a new range of inks called the Clear, and this is a set that I'm really keen to try out as well, because if they're anything like their other inks, they're a fast drying pigment ink, they are awesome, and they have a whole new range of colours that look like a lot of fun. Lots of bright colours, so if you know me, you know that I love my bright colours. So there is quite a bit of colouring in this image, and I just love colouring in the art impression images. There's lots of guides within the actual images themselves. You don't have to colour these images perfectly. If you're not a very good colorist, these images are very forgiving. You can simply just colour each portion without doing any shading, and it's going to look amazing, because they have a lot of the folds of clothes and things like that. They're already incorporated into the stamp portion of the image. So if you're not a very good colorist and you like a fun image, I would recommend the Art Impressions. I will list all the colors that I use today over at my blog, and I'll put the link in the description below. So I'm going to leave you now while I do the colouring, and I'll be back and share with you the rest of the card design. Oh, and how to do this outline, how I do the outline. So I'm just about finished my colouring now. I did come in and add a bit of shading here with my T2, and I do add some shading to the skin portion as well with the BV. So because I stamped in the MISTI, I left everything in place, and now I just make sure that my paper is lined up perfectly in that corner, and then I can just restamp with the Onyx Black and voila! Look at that. It just made such a difference to this image. I know, right? It wasn't magic at all. Because I do know people, some people actually come in after they've coloured and draw over the line art with markers and multi-liners and pens, and oh, that just gives me palpitations. I can't do that. I'd love to be able to do that, but then I'd have to start colouring again because I'd look at it and see all the imperfections. So by being able to stamp it again, all the pressure's taken off. I did ground the images just using some Prismacolor pencils, and now I decided some confetti would be fun for these little ladies. So just in case you didn't notice, I did actually mask off the heads of the ladies because this is about where I want to take the confetti down to. And I've got some of the Catherine Pooler inks and using, it's one of the abstract paint stroke stamps. This set is just getting a workout in my household. And these colours just worked perfectly with all those different colours that I used in my with my two dancing ladies. Are they dancing? They look like they are to me. I just didn't want to accidentally stamp the confetti on their faces. I could have done that, but if I had mucked it up, I just made it look like it was in the background. Alright, my sentiment today, I'm stamping a couple of the sentiments from the Totally Awesome stamp set. This is another Essentials by Alan stamp set, and then I have cut my panel down to fit the front of my top fold card and using my ATG to adhere that down. And there's just one more portion of the sentiment that I want to add, and what I did was die cut the word awesome with some black cardstock from the Positive Word die set. This is another Essentials by Alan, and it has 3 different words within the set and all in this wonderful font. And I didn't pop it up. I know. So this is almost a 1-layer card except for that word awesome. So unlike me. And that's my finished card for today. Thanks for joining me. I'll link everything below. Till next time. Happy paper crafting. Bye.